Welcome, everyone, to another day of casting TTL4 Silver League. Today we're going to have SoraKuma versus AnTiDemon. SoraKuma, I would say, is the clear favorite here. We have the Civ draft and map draft up ahead of us, and they are about to jump into the game if they haven't already. The first map will be Coast to Mountain. AnTiDemon's home map, Spiral Migration. SoraKuma's home maps, Graveyard, Land Madness. SoraKuma is clearly favoring the open maps that favor hamster builds. Build orders that rely on a lot of mobility and such. And the game is starting. Let's make sure Capture Age opens correctly. And we are into game number 1 with AnTiDemon in the red playing as the Bulgarians and SoraKuma on the other side playing as the Berbers, going for this varied Berber build where you use the faster speed of your villagers to bring in the hunt up here to the forest. That way you don't have to drop a lumber camp, and instead you can drop a dock instantly. So going to make good use of the water, fishing ships. It's a fun build order. I like the build order. I feel like Berbers are definitely one of the top 3 or 4 civilizations on this map. Meanwhile, Bulgarians is new. I haven't really seen what Bulgarians could do. Already have a barracks being built, so AnTiDemon will have to collect the few straggler trees that he has around his TC position, and he's just dropped a TC right in the middle of the prairie where there is plenty of hunt. Yesterday we saw a militia opening from the Illusionist, and it really didn't accomplish too much. Here we just have one militia. I like this better. You're investing a little bit less, and you're pretty much getting the same return on the investment. See, a camel looked like it was about to try to push an ostrich. But yeah, the militia is just going to be moving around the map and killing the hunt, limiting the opportunities for his opponent. Realistically, I don't think the militia or the Berber villagers are going to go this far for hunt. I guess if it turns to a long feudal age or something, that might be the case. But he did see this. Oh, he does now just see the rhino. He'll see it disappear quickly. And AnTiDemon looking for the TC. Probably at risk of running right into the town center with the Camel Scout if it had been placed here. But he knows that the next option is going to be up here in the wood line. Hopefully he doesn't run into it, but there's no clear indication. He sees the villager, he sees the rhino. He should know where the town center is from there. And good blocking as well from SoraKuma to make sure that villager, despite being a Berber villager, it can take some hits. It's not faster than a rhinoceros. But look at that. No HP removed, no hits taken. Sheep blocking a little bit. SoraKuma realizes, and he's able to get nice saturation around the rhinoceros. And here's the militia. Continuing his murder spree. Doesn't count towards the kill counts. SoraKuma's going to try to be able to hunt some of these ostriches. If he's the one who gives the kill command, shoots the arrow, then he can still hunt the ostrich, which is what we see here. Militia got the first hit, villager got the second hit. Ostrich is still huntable. But this is the difference. 4 fishing ships already for a Berber player. It doesn't look like that much of a difference in res collected at this point yet. But it will definitely grow and grow. No, SoraKuma didn't have any idle time. Okay, yeah, 4. I guess it's just a variance. And when they got their TC up, SoraKuma had to wait a little bit longer to get his TC up since he had to walk first. Getting Loom now is housed. It's always a risk. Oh, there is 2 militia. I don't know why I didn't see them. I guess they were just spread out a little bit. What is this? He knew where the TC was. Maybe he was gonna try to go for the sheep? I don't know. A little odd. I really wish the camels had a color, like on their icons, like a little scarf, a little winter scarf. Would be a very nice mod. It's been a while since Age of Empires 2 devs have added a mod with any graphics and such. But a little scarf to go on the camel would be fantastic. I guess that's something that a community member can make as well. And yeah, very easy wall up here for SoraKuma, making sure to do that now. Make sure this gold is secured, that there aren't any archers coming in Feudal Age, which seems like a consideration for AnTiDemon. He's going up now. Whereas SoraKuma looks like he's going to be going for a fast castle build. Yeah, SoraKuma hasn't checked if his opponent has docked, but it would be unlikely, given the investment in the barracks at this point. SoraKuma could add a dock right now, and he's sending a villager forward. I don't know, this build order hasn't really seen success. Yesterday we saw it had some success with Stone Please, but it felt, I don't know, it felt rough still. It didn't feel like it was the build order that created the success, it was the follow-up. But we have 4 Man-at-Arms instantly with Bulgarians, so that might be the reason for the pick. And more Man-at-Arms coming across. But repairing is just going to be so easy. Villager dropping a few more palisade foundations. Ensure the town center can fully protect, and these Man-at-Arms don't just try to run around. So AnTiDemon doesn't actually have enough wood for any buildings right now. I guess he's still going to show... Alright, he's thinking about a tower, okay. I thought it was going to be a range, but tower makes sense as well. Stone is accessible up top here, and SoraKuma has stone as well to counter, walling behind with palisades. Knowing that these houses are going to be short-lived. Up to the Feudal Age as well. If we now look at rest collected, you can see how much more has been collected. Partially because of the fishing ship, and partially because AnTiDemon's been walking across this entire prairie. These villagers trying to enjoy their journey before they know they're going to be in some serious battles. And yeah, this is going to be open. SoraKuma needs to go back. I guess these palisades might hold long enough for him to get to Feudal Age and be able to just drop the blacksmith and market. We have 3 villagers. Exactly the right amount. Drop the blacksmith and market. And boom. Yeah, really good job by SoraKuma to hold, given this pressure. And what's AnTiDemon doing in response? Still bringing Hunt back towards the town center. We do have a KD. Oh, it's just the militia that ran into the TC. Man-at-Arms trying to find a way in. I think a tower here can range the gold. But he obviously doesn't know what the gold is there because he hasn't... Or no, he scouted. I thought he scouted with the camel in the back. But we have a counter tower. The difference in elevation doesn't matter for a tower fight, but it will matter for the villagers. And it's a trap. Stone gate in behind, prevent the villagers from ever leaving. And so these Man-at-Arms are all going to get cleared up by the tower. And then the villagers can just rush what's left. I don't know, actually. I think the Man-at-Arms can kill the tower before the tower kills them. Oh, no. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. He's trying to just bait the tower fire away, but it's not really working. This villager baited some tower fire as well. And yeah, this is just a trap. So well. And SoraKuma is also up to Castle Age. You can tell there's a skill difference here. Now AnTiDemon's response is to go in water, try to disturb SoraKuma's fish boom, knowing he had no real food economy. SoraKuma went out here for stone. Interesting. I guess there's villagers here already on the hunt. So this makes sense. Actually, still a militia alive, baiting the tower fire. But yeah, now villagers are going to rush in. Don't let the villagers out, though. A little bit of boxing. I think this is a mistake. You let the villagers run. No, that was 3 kills. Now, okay, wall in the tower. I mean, what are these villagers accomplishing by fighting? Just run. Maybe you try to get a kill? Up to Castle Age, SoraKuma has enough for barracks, has enough for dropping more town centers. And yeah, all the pressure's completely shut down. AnTiDemon's quite a while away from the next stage. I guess jumping out, it doesn't really help. Still have some boxing. Berbervilles have the advantage here for the boxing because they have the extra speed. SoraKuma getting, second town center, getting Bo5, setting himself for a very good game. And AnTiDemon's going to have to rely on the market quite a bit. Wow, SoraKuma even noticed in all that hectic fight that his opponent had a dock up. so we'll know to make some fires. AnTiDemon producing out of 2 docks, so really wanting to take back water control. SoraKuma going to build that second dock now. Fishing ships don't realize that there's a deep fish out here. And yeah, AnTiDemon now sees the back of the base, knows what's out there. That is the end of life for the camel. AnTiDemon going to wall up now. Looks like a lot of house walls. And we'll have somewhat of a secure base. Obviously, the town center's all the way out here. The problem for SoraKuma is going to be dropping 2 town centers at the top here. You're limiting how much space you have. But obviously, he has so much time on his hands now to expand down into the prairie. And there you go. 3rd town center on the gold. Can I fast forward a little bit? I think this game is clearly in SoraKuma's hands now. Except for, I guess, on the water. SoraKuma going to probably hide that fire behind. Demo comes in. AnTiDemon's paying attention. Demo still gets used. Sometimes you just bring that demo back and don't actually use it. Fire is going to hide behind the dock that doesn't actually have a villager available to repair. And AnTiDemon realizes the tactic to hide behind the dock and repositions his fires to make sure he gets that kill confirmed. And I think... yeah, this fire goes down. I was going to say, maybe that villager can out-repair a little bit if those fires were damaged, but AnTiDemon's fires are still in good condition. And yeah, it looks like AnTiDemon's doing a pretty good job of winning the water. SoraKuma only investing in 1 fire right now. I mean, where is this fish are here? There's the demo. Picks out 2 fish. I really feel like AnTiDemon should try to get up. All the investment, I mean, obviously he needs food to get up. That's the limiting factor. But if you unqueued those 2 fire galleys and used the market, he'd be able to get up. Again, unqueue the fire galley, you can get up. He's completely out of food. He needs a fishing ship. Or he needs to buy. He doesn't have any food coming in, does he? He has 2 on food now. What are those 2 on food? Okay, the 2 women on shorefish were what was being relied on to get up to castle age. He still hasn't clicked. Still hasn't clicked. Still hasn't clicked. Is he missing his second building? No, he has both buildings. Okay. Maybe he thought he clicked and he didn't. Obviously a very hectic game. And SoraKuma, where's the monastery? Just at home. Okay, just collecting relics, it looks like. I was gonna say, you could just bring the monks over and just convert the fires as well. Obviously that requires a bit more micro. SoraKuma probably has explored, yeah, so much of the map. I think this is all manual scouting too. I don't think, or no, this kind of looks like auto scout. Villager also coming forward with outposts. And we have a 10 villager lead already. 4th TC on the way. AnTiDemon does have enough stone for a castle or multiple crepos. Maybe there's a world where he comes back. Still a fishing ship alive. 15 HP. Can it somehow find a way back to the dock? The gauntlet. And it goes down. Unsuccessful. SoraKuma also has a decent bank of stone. So if it comes to a castle drop, he might just be able to buy it. And fight the castle for castle. Rest collected, he's 2,000 ahead. So yeah, it doesn't seem like he's in too much of a timer. He just keeps booming, even dropping the stable forward, and probably a stable after that. Or sorry, barracks forward, a stable after that, I imagine. Continuing with the outposts. Spearman for AnTiDemon, as he lost his camel. Spearman will help him scout to see what the response is. And there's a stable at home. No, Spearman. There you go. Don't... You're not going to win against a monk. Monk will convert you so quick. And AnTiDemon has water control, but so much of this map is not water. It is land. Outpost for both players. Single town center for AnTiDemon. And a Krepos at home. Okay. It really feels like he needs a batch of Spearmen and Krepos forward if he wants any chance of contesting. We already have the castle up for SoraKuma. I mean, the score could lead AnTiDemon to think, okay, I can just play on. But as a skilled player, he must realize, okay, my opponent's been up for, what, like 7-8 minutes faster than me? He must have town centers everywhere by now, unless he was just massing knights and I just haven't seen any of them. Waiting for the forward aggression. Villager tries to build the outpost and unfortunately does not succeed. SoraKuma making sure to preserve as much space in this prairie and place the houses very close together. This is for maximum efficiency. It allows for good shading in between the structures so villagers won't overheat. Villager gets converted. We have knights roaming the field. We have monks roaming the field. And we have some conics trying to go forward. I'm guessing they're both going to get converted. I mean, I guess this monk doesn't have any conversion juice, right? This monk does, though. Bop, bop.
See sim not a bee.
Follow-up looks like it's going to be an attempt for a castle drop. Or do we have a foundation? Oh, it's just a Krepos drop. Over here, it'll cover the gold and the town center. And of course, there's outposts everywhere, so they're going to see them coming a mile away. SoraKuma does probably have the opportunity to drop a castle in response. He's sending a knight and a camel archer over there to help manage this aggression. I'm guessing we have a failed Krepos. Does this fire see the castle? Oh, the outpost does. Guessing we see the failed Krepos and it's a GG call. How are these villagers redistributed? Are they just gonna try to hunt? Yeah, what do you think of this position? Selling wood for gold. Is that just to get armor? He's gonna hope on... I don't know. Success in some other way? Okay, Krepos over here. Denied some farms. I don't think this cavalry have, what's it called? Speed. Yeah, they don't have husbandry. Camel archers are just tracking these villagers. This feels like child's play to SoraKuma. He's bringing all the military units back towards the castle to make sure all these conics go down. Yeah, I'm just pulling the weak the camel archers that are being attacked, and there's the GG. Very streamlined game from SoraKuma, exactly what you want to see from Berbers. And it just felt like AnTiDemon had a strategy that we just haven't seen succeed. APM similar for both players, but it really feel like SoraKuma was in the driver's seat there, and AnTiDemon was just trying to react. I don't understand Bulgarians either. Let's take a look at the draft. Did he not have better civs? This whole draft is actually a little interesting. We don't really see... Lith and Italians are commonly seen. Where's Dravidians? Am I missing something? Neither player picked Dravidians, and it's not banned. And there's migration in the map pool. AnTiDemon's home map, as well as Spiral. Of course, in this tournament, players can pick any of the home maps. They don't have to pick their own. So we'll see what AnTiDemon picks next. Looks like it will be migration. They're just in lobby now, about to start up. Looking at the civs here, Italians is the clear pick for AnTiDemon. None of these other civs he has are water civs. And for SoraKuma, either Armenians... I guess just Armenians. He banned out Malay. Thinking of the rest of the maps, I mean, given how prominent SoraKuma is seen in that first game, how strong he seemed. I'm guessing the last game will be on Spiral, and this will be a 3-0 sweep. And if we go to Spiral next, I'm thinking either Hindustanis or Magyars for him. I think we've seen Malians as well there. Chinese doesn't seem like the best pick for Spiral. There's not that much food in the early game. I'm not sure where Chinese would be played, actually. And then Lith for AnTiDemon. Lithuanians have had good success on Spiral. Vietnamese, I could see there as well. Huns using their mobility there. AnTiDemon definitely seems like he prefers the cavalry civilizations. Cavalry / CA civs. Wants to use that mobility. Will be in-game in 15 seconds on migration, and it will be Armenians for SoraKuma and Italians for AnTiDemon. Game 2, we have SoraKuma in the blue playing as the Armenians, AnTiDemon in the red playing as the Italians. Both maps seem pretty good. AnTiDemon does have this nice wood line in the back that won't be rangeable by ships. And neither of the players' deers seem to be too close against the edge of the map to make them hard to push. So, pretty fair map generations, I'd say. They're, yeah, normal distances away from each other. It's not like a T-shape where one player's, you know, here and one player's here, and there's just a small little isthmus in the mainland between them. Armenians, obviously a very strong water civ, but we haven't seen them played too much. I guess they weren't around in TTL3, which might be why we didn't see them get played much. I'm wondering if they go for galley play and use their extra good galleys, or if they go for fires, which we've seen mostly from players. I need to look up the Armenian bonus real quick. I think it's just one extra arrow, or just one extra damage. It doesn't have, like, not affected by any of the bonus damage. Galley line and Dromons fire one additional projectile each, which deal one attack and advertised attack respectively. I guess that's for Dromons. So yeah, it'll just deal one more attack, which helps in large fights. But yeah, I guess against fires as well that have a lot of pierce armor. Most of that attack is already negated by the pierce armor. I'm interested by the Armenian build order. Italians is pretty simple. You just send a lot on wood because you're eventually going to run out of food under your TC. So you need to build multiple docks and get those second docks up very quickly as well. Otherwise, you just run out of food and your economy just gets stagnated because you don't have enough jobs for your villagers to be doing. SoraKuma getting out even faster through the dock than his opponent. That mule cart being reduced in price means that he can afford the dock a little bit faster. Has pushed in all the deer under the town center, collecting the last of the sheep. 5 on wood, and 8 on wood already for the Italians. That's what I was saying, you send villagers to wood before you even take your sheep. And 2 on the shorefish, though this is an awkward dock placement. And the villagers can't both path on that same shorefish. Obviously, there's plenty of shorefish to go around, so this isn't the end of the world for the build order. This dock placement's a little bit nicer. Even like putting it one tile away can help just with the villager bumping. And now, yeah, players are just spamming out fishing chips, making sure they don't get housed. And this Armenian build order actually looks like it's fast feudal, since he's not going full on wood. He has the 2 villagers on the shore fish to make sure he has enough fish or food coming in to get up to feudal age quickly.
Yes,
Shift queuing the villagers from sheep to sheep. Looks like nine villagers on sheep is the maximum that can fit on there. I've always known there's a maximum and never really taken the time to count it. And second dock now for our Italian's player as he continues to drop as many fishing ships out of his dock as possible. I have a slightly different dock mod. I believe it's from Age of Empires 1, but it's a dock mod that can make it a little bit easier to fish boom around and it's still pleasing to the eyes. You know, there's a happy balance between aesthetics and functionality. And my girlfriend would probably tell you I rely a little bit too much on functionality over aesthetics, but I think that dock mod is quite nice. I don't think she'd judge me for that. I don't think she would even know what kind of dock mod I have in Age of Empires 2. And there is the feudal click. And what's great about this gold and wood generation, you'd think normally for lumber camp that's in the way, but that mule cart will serve both tasks. It will serve the lumber camp and the mining camp. And I also have the mule cart mod that makes the mule cart nice and small. I assume most top level players have that as well. So I'm guessing it's going to be galleys to try to snipe some of the opponent's fish. Scout sitting here, almost as if he wants to be transported across. Maybe just providing emotional support to the villager. Telling him to build the dock quickly. Feudal Age is just around the corner. We need to get galleys up now. Yeah, looks like very well practiced builds from both players, which is good to see. Probably expect a third dock from our Italians player as well. Indeed the case. And he'll keep cranking out fishing ships up to like 12 or so, and then go up to Castle Age. Send about 5 to gold, and you'll be able to afford Castle Age right when he gets up there, and also produce some fishing or some fire ships to deal with the galleys, which are indeed coming out now from the 2 docks of SoraKuma. Unfortunately, that he has his docks on the long side. I mean, it's pretty similar, I feel like, in distance. I come around here. Yeah. I have another dock over here. It just takes a while to come around the map, and that's what makes this map interesting. Is that it's not just fast feudal play like a lot of water maps. You can actually have time to go into fast castle. Different strategies. AnTiDemon, yeah, coming out to gold. Just with 2 villagers so far. Maybe he's going to finish the sheep first and then switch over. These 2 villagers. Are they going to collect some shore fish? Feeling like he might need a bit more fish to get up. Oh, transport already. Right, that makes sense. Forgot that was part of the build order. This build order is so complicated. The first time I saw it, it's just like unlike any other map. The idea of dropping multiple docks in Dark Age to really boom away. I can't think of any other map that has that kind of build order. Villagers come over, probably drop a barracks, a house or 2. I guess you also need the wood for the buildings to get up. I don't think stable will be one of those buildings. I think it's just going to be a blacksmith market at home. Needs more on gold. I think that was a mistake in the build order. I think he needed the villagers on gold earlier and off of the sheep. Getting plenty of food coming in from the fishing ships. Scout's going to be scouting around to see if there's any transport yet from SoraKuma, who's now, after creating the 2 galleys, trying to catch up in fishing ship numbers. Has found the fishing ship of his opponent. I thought that villager was going to come over to repair for a second, but that wouldn't make any sense. She's going to go back home, and the galley, or the, sorry, fishing ship is going to try to pull away the galleys. Gets away on 3 HP, and the galleys move on to create some more havoc. Ooh, forward dock for AnTiDemon. Okay, I like this. Really make it difficult for the Armenian player who's going to want to just go on galleys, I assume. Yeah, he's making more galleys now. Quite a few more galleys. Does he see the dock? Oh, he does. That's why. Okay. So he's going to try to deal with the dock. AnTiDemon, again, doesn't have the gold. He's producing fires, and he's got a big stack of food in his bank. Hasn't dropped a market, hasn't dropped a blacksmith yet. Just forward docks. Interesting. Changing it up. Changing up the meta. And actually, the first one to Castle Age will be SoraKuma. Mark it on the middle island, in range of the water. I'm not sure that's a good idea. If SoraKuma had seen that, he would absolutely... I mean, he would try to deny the market. I don't think galleys have enough range, though. Only 6 range, so 2, and then trying to shoot over. Or maybe they'd be able to do it. Fire's chasing away. And now AnTiDemon is following up to the Castle Age. Blacksmith at home. Market very forward. And Fire's just being left in the docks. And they'll be... in a good position to jump out once all the upgrades are in. I don't think they should jump out anytime sooner. And it just seems like, yes, SoraKuma is just happy to stick on galleys for now. Get a galley mass going. He's definitely shown that he can micro a lot at a time. We'll see if that actually comes into play when he's also having to fight on land, because he can't just, you know, win water and just boom away at home. I mean, I guess he could. He could change it up. No, we have a transport over here. It'd be suicide to try that. Fire's actually managing to come out a little bit. I don't know if that's the right play, though. The fishing ships just run towards the galleys, and these Fires have to run. They don't even get a kill. Another fishing ship left on just a few HP. 1 HP! Just had to be a little bit luckier with the pathing, I guess. Monastery first building for SoraKuma, as well as War Galley coming in to upgrade. And yeah, I don't think AnTiDemon should have jumped out. Does give him time to repair his dock, though. And the Fire's just going to run back home for now. Fishing ship count in strong favor of SoraKuma, 14-7. And, oh yeah, Fortified Church. I forgot about that. It's not just any monastery. Fortified Church, so he can produce warrior priests as well. Collect all the relics. And yeah, AnTiDemon's... I feel like just one dock forward and making sure he gets up to Castle Age at a similar time would have helped him out. Also, not getting onto gold early enough made things tricky for him. There's the town center right next to the Fortified Church. Coming to the middle island early just to repair... Or just to do forward docks. It hasn't really shown success. War Galley's in now, but yeah. I mean, I guess the War Galleys do have to micro, but there's nothing else for him to focus on. If there were scouts out here as well for him to focus on, maybe that would be different. SoraKuma hasn't realized the scout's attacking him yet. More fire ships coming around. SoraKuma trying to pull back the weak ones, but of course War Galleys can snipe them as they run away. Transport might go down, but SoraKuma's already across. Transport does go down. So yeah, just because there's nothing else for SoraKuma to really focus on over here. Does actually lose that warrior priest, that first warrior priest that came out. And yeah, holding. Just because there's so much to micro with these war galleys. And the Fire's being produced. And Fire should win that fight because the red Fire is actually just hitting the dock. Funny enough, you'd think, is he actually hitting the corner? But he is. The blue Fire is not taking any damage at all. Fires are just running, and more war galleys are being produced by SoraKuma. AnTiDemon has good vision over most of the map, but forgetting to check if his opponent has transported over. I mean, no, he saw the warrior priest. He knows his opponent's over here. Unless that was transported from the homeland of SoraKuma. Fire being pulled back for heals. And it feels like SoraKuma has had control. The defender's advantage. And will be able to hold over here. His fishing ships have been somewhat inefficient. Having to go long distance. I guess there's not much fish left here anyways. But have run away successfully from the aggressor. I like this town center from AnTiDemon right on the stone. This map often comes down to castle fights. Treb Wars right in the middle. We're at 26 on food versus 8 on food. Really feels like SoraKuma would be the first one up to Imperial Age. Warrior Priest continues to bring in the relics. We've seen the previous game. I forget if it was the Illusionist game, or if it was the... Who was Illusionist playing? Can't remember that. We saw a Relic Victory get triggered, or you know, the timer for it. I don't know if these games are supposed to be set on Conquest or in Standard. All these fires running into this dock. SoraKuma is doing a really good job of making sure these war galleys stay alive. 8 kills to their name for... Or 6 kills to the name for the war galleys. Fishing ship's now in danger, being pulled back. Fire ship trying to find them. He's just on patrol. No, oh, he's so close. There we go. Fire ships are gonna eat those fishing ships up very, very quickly. What's the plan here as the follow-up for AnTiDemon? He's just sitting on stone and microing, it looks like. Has some fires protecting his fishing ships at home. And sniping quite a few of SoraKuma's fish. SoraKuma has so much res now. It's already clicked up to Imp. That's insane. His build order has been so good. Just collecting stone at home. And making sure these villagers are available to collect stone of their own. Yeah, playing Armenians to perfection, it feels like. I do feel like Dravidians are still better here than Italians. But AnTiDemon just hasn't seemed to be on the same level as SoraKuma. Doesn't even see that this castle is coming up, right? Or he does. Oh, right, the house. House has so much fire engulfing it that I couldn't even tell what color it was anymore. War galleys are going to try to clean up this fire. Microing. Did careening come in? I guess that's one advantage Italians have over Dravidians, is that careening's cheaper to get. And castle behind for AnTiDemon. So there's already a ram here to take out his town center. SoraKuma just seems so dominant. He's definitely going to win the Treb fight. AnTiDemon's so far away from Imp. I wouldn't be surprised if AnTiDemon calls it once he sees the Imp click. Like, there wasn't anything especially wrong. It just felt like he wasn't taking the best fights. KD reflects that on water. And kind of just didn't really think about engaging on the water. Or on the land, sorry. He just kind of made it seem like the water was all that mattered. And he didn't get a return. Imp in 17 seconds for SoraKuma. Fire's just sitting in this choke point, waiting for the war galleys to come over. SoraKuma, Treb on the way, getting Bracer. Can also make Dramons immediately if there was anything in range. This market actually got taken out. Was there a new market built? No market still for AnTiDemon. So he's living rough. What's his plan here? He's continuing to make villagers. I guess he's just going to try to match the way up to Imp, hopefully, and just repair until then. I mean, he just didn't have any fish. I feel like remaking some fish instead of trying to take out the navy here would have done him better. Would have been a better strategy. There's such a big defender's advantage on this map, just because how far you have to travel to get your ships forward. But we do get to see Genoese crossbow versus the Armenian composite bowman. Composite bowmen that are going to have ballistics in just about 10 seconds. And they already have Bracer. Meanwhile, completely unupgraded Genoese crossbowmen just now getting flipped. New dock being set up for AnTiDemon to try to get slightly better fishing ship action. And the war galleys are coming across for SoraKuma to hunt those fishing ships down. These Genoese crossbowmen are just running as much as possible. Look at the score difference, dude. Castle goes down. You've lost complete water control. You're gonna rely on... What is this barracks for? Ranges, okay. Warrior priest just coming. Okay, they see the town center now. They can't go any further to engage. But obviously the Trebs can take out that castle. SoraKuma continuing to expand, to build more town centers, take full map control. AnTiDemon not even paying attention to his fires. I guess he could just be waiting until he can click fast fire. AnTiDemon going into skirms now. Maybe he's counting that this is just a fast imp approach, and there isn't economy behind it. SoraKuma's score is just from maybe KD. But he's going to see this next castle. He sees all the Trebs. He sees all the composite crossbowmen. Just needs like a drillman to really bring the message home that SoraKuma has played this so well. Okay, we have fast fire. Maybe he's counting on fast fire to get him back in the game on water. And then he'll be able to, I don't know, dock SoraKuma's island or something? It's hard to see what he's counting on here. Skirms have no upgrade, just getting Bodkin for them now. It really feels like AnTiDemon has prioritized water far too much in this map. And there's the GG. As all of his villagers were going down. I think it was just the decision making in Castle Age. Or in Feudal Age, I guess. Because he didn't execute the fast castle properly. Very much delayed. The forward docks make sense. Just make it difficult for your opponent to have a free war galley mass. But then the follow-up, I feel like you need some sort of land control, and I think it's just adding scouts. So maybe one forward dock. I guess you still need 2 docks, though, if you really want to start massing fires. Would it be 2 forward docks? And he did have the wood, so maybe just realizing you need to drop that market blacksmith at home immediately. And then you might be in a good position. Or I think it's 1 forward dock, create a few fires, and then keep the rest of them garrisoned. Wait until fire ship comes in, and then you'll be able to clean up. Or at least, you know, force a pretty massive reaction. So just not executed as cleanly as AnTiDemon might have been counting on his home map. 2-0 is the scoreline for SoraKuma out of a best of 5. Last map will be Spiral, the last home map of AnTiDemon. Sorry, no spam allowed. Do not need any more random Russian bots to join my stream. Thank you. Next game starts in 10 seconds on Spiral. We have Hindustanis versus Lithuanians. I think this is a pretty good matchup for Hindustanis. I mean, they have counters for everything. They have cheap villagers. You can expand, you can boom. Lithuanians will probably get to the dock faster, so we'll have to look out for that. It'll also come down to map generation, because that changes every single time on Spiral, which makes it such an exciting map to watch. AnTiDemon on the left in the red, playing as Lithuanians. SoraKuma in the blue on the right, playing as Hindustanis. Game point for SoraKuma. AnTiDemon going on sheep first, maybe scouting to find... No, he sees the lumber camp. He's just not choosing to go out to lumber camp. This is what his Civ is meant for. Maybe he also wants to find the location of the water as well. Because the water doesn't always start nearby. Okay, choosing to build lumber camp first. Now. It almost feels like he forgot his civilization. Or maybe he just wanted to eat one sheep up to 39 and then realized, oh, I didn't actually put another sheep under the town center. This feels very sloppy and not rehearsed, unlike the previous games. SoraKuma coming across to steal his cow and his sheep, which start in this little pen with a little fence that can be attacked. What's SoraKuma's scouting look like? Okay, so he's pretty much figured out exactly what this map looks like at this point. I can absolutely see SoraKuma going up to Gold League and being the top player in this league. He's just played so cleanly so far this series. That migration map was, yeah, flawless, it felt like. And Gain 1 on Coast Mountain also was flawless. Just looks so rehearsed. So I expect we're going to see similar things on this map. I'm excited to see exactly what build order he can pull off. Well, a lot of time what we see is both players go out to dock, maybe fight on water, or maybe just go into some sort of scout and spear play.
Close-o.
2 villagers out here for AnTiDemon on the dock on the left side. SoraKuma going to follow up with a dock on the opposite pond. Loom coming in, is that housed? No, it's not housed. I guess he wants a loom and 2 villagers out here. Doesn't really seem necessary. Was he lacking food, actually? He might have been lacking food because his build order hasn't been the cleanest. Despite, you know, Lithuanians starting out with extra food.
Closer.
Yeah, at least he sees his boars, right? Yeah, he sees both his boars. And now he's gonna come to this pen and realize, oh, it's been stolen already. SoraKuma has gotten to my herdables. The animal. SoraKuma even pushing in a deer. Where did, because the deer start over here. That's a, I guess, yeah, a little bit further than standard Arabia. You can see the piles of deer. This is actually not too bad. Normally start by the berries. Scout comes across, sees the dock. Checks if there's villagers, sees there's 2. Knows, okay, I can't really engage against that. SoraKuma patiently waits for the boar to move around those villagers to make sure it sits right under the town center. Does a very good job of that. And villagers just going up for a house before he gets housed. Almost seemed like they were ready to go out to this deer and make a mill. Which seems a little bit odd. No, okay, just for a house. They were just hunters since they were still on the deer. Second board coming in for AnTiDemon. Seems all pretty straightforward. Let me just... Yeah, okay, I'm fast forwarded. Pretty straightforward. I imagine it's just going to be Scout opening for both. Scout trying to use the... Oh no! What a bad start for AnTiDemon. The Scout almost went for the hit and then didn't. Stopped mid-hit. AnTiDemon taking a big hit from the town center. Maybe just thought, okay, let's make sure I'm at the top of the hill before I take this hit. And yeah, forced him to take a very bad hit. Unsuccessful. Both players up to the feudal age at the same time. 4 fishing ship for a Lithuanian player. 2 fishing ships for our Hindustani player. And 2 lumber camps for both. So yeah, pretty even, with the exception of the extra fishing ship. Okay, it was just 1 extra fishing ship, yeah. And oh, SoraKuma is actually choosing to continue to make more. Interesting. I would think you'd be saving up wood for some sort of production building now. Maybe he feels confident enough. Where's this villager going? Okay, barracks now. He feels confident enough with the amount of wood that the villagers are bringing in that he'll have the wood once he arrives. Barracks in the middle for AnTiDemon. Is this going to be archers? Or is it going to be a spear skirm play? I mean, spears do get bonus damage against fishing ships. Reaches feudal age. And the follow-up is... Come on, I can't take it. What's the follow-up? A really weirdly placed range. Okay. Is he just assuming that SoraKuma is going to think that's just a projection from the woodline? And that it's not an actual building? It's just a continuation of the forest. Scout comes forward and sees the spear in time. Spear for both players. Villagers can try to take that spear out, bring it down to 60% HP. And we have skirmishes. It is Skirm Spear. Lithuanians do a very good job with that because they have very fast-moving skirms and spears. And we have a archery range in response from SoraKuma. He's not going to like this tower placement, though. Scouts are trying to hunt down the weak scout. I don't mind this play here by AnTiDemon. It's just SoraKuma's doing exactly what he needs to do and walling up in reaction. Eventually in this map, you do want to expand because all the golds are out here at the end of the arms of the spiral. But I think, you know, SoraKuma can hold for now and be able to expand later. This feudal pressure isn't going to prevent him from expanding. Though this tower might actually prevent this range from going up. We'll see. SoraKuma in previous games has been able to distract with one villager as the other villager builds. But yeah, with skirms and the towers firing here, he's going to need a lot of distraction. Villagers getting dangerously close to death. And meanwhile, the fishing ships have moved over. Villagers fighting against Skirm Spear. And now we have the fire here to help support. Wow, clutching even coming in for AnTiDemon. This build has felt much better for him than previous builds. Though his production has stopped and he has no defense at home. He's not walled. So the 3 scouts on this field for SoraKuma might be able to find some counter damage. Spears and Skirms trying to deal. Actually gets 2 villager kills, I missed that. 2 villagers ran after the spear, it seems like, and then ran after the tower. And AnTiDemon doing a good job of closing up the tower as well behind. AnTiDemon kind of feels like more of a close player, I want to say. Definitely haven't seen any of his games before. Scouts find the villagers that were still on the shorefish, though they're on a stand ground. AnTiDemon realized he might be able to run away, but no. SoraKuma realizes in time, of course. Top players are going to realize that. New wood line in the back for SoraKuma. And archery range still not completed. Follow-up from AnTiDemon is to drop a dock in his opponent's pawn. Though doesn't have the resources. Or he does have the resources. Okay, builds a fire now. Continues to make spears and probably send them home. Woodline has been mostly walled up. I think there's still a gap here. See if these scouts are sent in. They're just moving around the periphery for now. And Skirm Spear is trying to get through SoraKuma's walls. Yeah, SoraKuma's reaction here to just build walls to deal with the Skirm Spear pressure was exactly what he needed to do. Even getting Horse Collar before he drops any farms feels like textbook. And still has the scouts out on the prowl to see about counter damage. Villagers are going to jump on the berries now. I mean, there's plenty of army support here, so that makes sense. They should be safe. Scouts not really finding... Whoops, sorry. Scouts not finding any place to engage. They might wrap back around, see about finding an overchop on the wood line, but look like they're going to go forward and figure out where these villagers went to. Obviously, he doesn't want a tower on his other wood line. It would just leave him with... I guess there's 2 in the back still. Plenty of wood on the map. Does spot there's a mill. Knows those villagers could be exposed there, though there is a spear waiting. And does get the archer range up now with 2 villagers. Probably one, you know, dodging around the tower fire. And the other one building uncontested. These fishing ships are also accessible for these scouts. And SoraKuma, or AnTiDemon pops out with the 2 fires, able to take off, or beat SoraKuma's 1 fire. And unfortunately, these fires are just hitting the dock for the most part. Okay, now the fishing ship, or shorefish, runs out. There's very little fish left on this dock. and the fires will be able to finish that off. It just feels like a race up to Castle Age now, and I definitely prefer SoraKuma's position. Both players have both Feudal Age upgrades, economy upgrades. That's a lot of skirms. Was there a second range? Oh, there was a second range. Okay. I was like, there's no way you produce that many skirms that quickly. And it feels like these scouts will be able to finish off these villagers, evening out the Eco KD. Skirms and spears here to try to allow one villager to get away, but the scouts are on it. Are they? Spread the scouts out. Oh, they see. Yeah, okay. So we're going to be at 38 versus 33 villagers. 5 villager lead soon to come. SoraKuma, does he have a market? No. So you're just going to wait for the extra food to come in the old-fashioned way, but made good use of the pond. Isn't going to complain about that. Going forward now with the skirms and the scouts. Scouts are trying to follow where these fish are. These fish have been able to collect all of the fish, or these fishing ships have been able to collect all the fish that were in the pond. Now going on fish traps. Fish traps just feel so exposed on this map. I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe if you really need to get up, and that's clearly the case for AnTiDemon. SoraKuma actually getting a mining camp upgrade for gold now rather than later because he has an abundance of food and doesn't have the gold yet to click up. Scout addition here for AnTiDemon is it just feels really late. I guess he didn't previously see how many skirms his opponent was making. Taking a good engagement though. Does lose that scout as he was trying to pull it back. And won't be too far behind his opponent. Buying a lot of food. It does clear up the skirms. 2 scouts running away from a full HP Lithuanian scout. And we have archers here. I didn't even notice the archers. Archers being produced forward, trying to damage the wood line. Did get fletching earlier. So these villagers do need to be aware of where they're chopping. Need to respect that technology of having little feathers on the backs of the arrows to make them fly extra straight, extra far. SoraKuma not willing to give up these scouts. He's like, oh, there might be Lithuanian monks coming around later. I need to make sure that I have scouts around to snipe those monks. But looks like, oh no, he's on it. He's on top of it. He's like, I got nothing better to do until I get up to Castle Age. We're going to go for a whole journey around the map. And yeah, AnTiDemon's not in the worst position now. How many fish traps did he make? He has 4 fishing ships on 4 fish traps. Okay. It's like, as long as I keep map control, I'm in a good position. And I just feel like SoraKuma will have to make quite a few units to get map control back. AnTiDemon has decent vision over most of the map. SoraKuma going for 3 range CA. Followed up with the University for ballistics. I mean, it's hard to decide against Lithuanians because they do have these extra fast skirms that'll chase after your CA. But I think we've seen SoraKuma have strong enough micro in the previous 2 games that he must feel confident about his ability to micro around the skirmishers. And AnTiDemon's response: queue up villagers, drop a town center over here in between the gold and the stone on one of the outlying arms of the spiral. Scouts still being chased around the map.
Oh.
Skirm's going to come out to try to snipe the archers. Does he not see that there's scouts out here? I guess with the CA, he's just kind of baiting the scouts towards the skirms. And AnTiDemon just going to keep running. And yeah, just like that, as I said, SoraKuma finding a way to expand once he's up to Castle Age, which is when you need to expand. These archers trying to get some hits against the cavalry archers. Short-lived, and skirmishers is the click for AnTiDemon, or elite skirm is the click for AnTiDemon. now that he sees that CA is the unit of choice for SoraKuma. SoraKuma is going to have a lot of food at his disposal. You know, we have cheap Hindustani villagers and only 2 town centers so far with 14 farms. Getting wheelbarrow now. CA coming forward. Going to try to deny that town center. Does get 1 kill. Doesn't have... he does have ballistics already. Wow, that was quick. I know I saw him build the university, but didn't know if he was going to have all the wood needed immediately. Gonna get nice and close with all these units. Look at him go. That CA micro, I always get like, I don't know. I'm not patient enough with the CA. I want them to fire faster. And just waiting around for them to loose their arrows very slowly. And then be ready to move again. It's difficult for me. But it seems like it's going to turn into a boom game. With skirms chasing around the CA. SoraKuma dropping that 3rd TC, so he'll be able to make use of all that food he has banked. And making it very difficult for AnTiDemon to keep up his farm efficiency. Keep up his farming. Forced over to the stone instead. I don't know if he's going to have any use for the stone. He might try to take center control again and build a castle there. To give his barracks company. I don't think SoraKuma has seen that there is a TC out here. Monastery there to collect the relic that spawns on the outside. And we have 1 skirm to deal with these villagers, but so many villagers going down. These CA already have 13 kills. That's crazy how much value they've gotten. Absolutely nuts. It's not normal. Skirmishers are getting 2 shot. Or maybe 3 shot. More and more town centers being placed by SoraKuma. Up by 7 villagers already, and now we have scouts and knights forcing the CA back. Heavy plow even coming in for SoraKuma. He is confident. He doesn't feel like there's any immediate need for more military. Feels like he's in a commanding position. Was up to castle age first. Does now see the town center that he's running into. Not ideal. And oh, a little house wall on the other side. Trying to, but there's so much to house wall. AnTiDemon trying to get fancy. Actually, stopped to snipe the monk even. And there we have a castle. Very defensive castle, I might say. But it is on a hill. Two relics in for AnTiDemon. Continuing to drop town centers, thinking better of that one on the back, knowing that gold is the limiting resource on this map, going out to another arm of the Spiral Galaxy. These Indian camels having bonus damage against buildings makes that barracks and that forward range go down very, very quickly. Light Cav and Knights come through. SoraKuma reacts immediately. Walls up this hole in the wood line. And those camels will be able to do short work. With this matchup, or with this setup, it really feels like AnTiDemon doesn't have units that can deal with this Hindustani composition. CA now we're gonna snipe the fish. Camels, so many camels. Force the knights and Light Cap to run away. Light is there to try to deal with the cavalry archers. Camels are also there though. SoraKuma just has a response to everything. 42 on food. Some of that is these berries, so it's not necessarily as efficient as a farm. SoraKuma getting very housed, yes. Dropping a lot of houses on the back there. Keep thinking there's some sort of attack here, but it's just these fires that are sitting and waiting. Camels take an engagement against the Lightest. Lightest weren't quite in range of the castle. And these skirms look like they're going to get cleaned up as well. Camels don't mind. They'll just keep running in. There is no ballistics on this castle. And they get 12 kills to their name as well. SoraKuma ready to put on the pressure, dropping even more stables. And a second university. Guess he forgot he already bought ballistics, but that's fine. Maybe he's just looking for buildings to get up to imp? I don't know. I guess not as flawless. He shows that he's still human, and it's not just an advanced AI playing this match. Fire catches a skirmisher going across to try to scout, I assume. Yeah, skirmish just being used to scout. Maybe seeing if there's a TC over here. Obviously, he doesn't see these farms. That's just a spectating bug or glitch. And another town center. I mean, why not? He has the military to defend at home. Continuing to make both villagers and camels. Actually, stopping these villagers from working. Kind of crazy. And the scrims will bait the lightest over here. And you'll see what upgrades they have on them. Which isn't much. Just the second armor and a forging. And I guess you'll also be able to see how many relics there are if you did the math real quickly. Camel's taking out all of the buildings now. Again, that extra bonus damage. And skirms are trying to come across. Identify the intruder. Prevent him from getting that outpost up. And yeah, there's the imp click. And it feels like SoraKuma is just so far ahead in economy. Be interested to see. I mean, sending Lightus towards camels. Does that make sense? I feel like the first thing you learn in Age of Empires 2 is counters. And camels counter cavalry. Even Lightus that ignore armor. Lightus are just in time to see the castle come up. Oh, they didn't actually get to see the castle. The monks forced them away. Let's see if they see the castle. There we go. There they see the castle. Lightus decides to try to attack it. Gets moved back. Must feel like he has to take a fight now. I don't really understand. Is he going to take the hill and take the fight? Why would you take this fight? Lightus are strong, and they do have a lot of attack. But it just feels unnecessary. Maybe he saw the click from his opponent. Saw that he was up to Imperial Age. Wanted to thin out the camel at numbers now. These camels are just patrolling over here, not actually contributing much to the fight. And so yeah, Lightus do take a decent fight. But more and more camels can be produced. Out of 5 stables already. Walls up to prevent Lightus from getting into the economy. And that's definitely enough camels to clean this up. And you'll see Imp come in. You'll probably think, okay, this is game 3 of a best of 5. I'm just going to play this out. Villagers continuing to move out and expand. SoraKuma will soon have enough for a second castle. I'm guessing he wants it forward on one of these spiral ridges. Or maybe the second castle will be still defensive. Prevent any raids from creating any issues. We have heavy camel on the way, as well as iron casting. Yeah, villagers just using outposts. I like it. Place outposts before you place your castle foundation. Make sure it actually does go up. And Imp also on the way from AnTiDemon. So he's thinking, okay, you know, Lightus aren't bad. I can do this with Lightus. 2 castles in defensive positions on hills. And there's the forward castle. This is what's tricky. The camels have identified a location. And AnTiDemon going forward with the Lightus. Hoping to, I guess, snipe some villagers. But this is also where all of the production is. Obviously, he doesn't know that's where all the stables are. But he sees the camels. Tries to go for a fight on the hill. Kind of gets a fight on the hill. Meanwhile, camels just protecting this forward castle position. Camels pull the Lightus back towards the castle. And Lightus decide, you know what? This is not the kind of odds that I'm looking for. And yeah, just more and more camels. There's not really been any counter to these camels yet. Heavy camel in. And AnTiDemon not really transitioning off anything but Lightus. Don't see any help. Don't see any extra monk production. I mean, this monastery could absolutely be taken out by the heavy camel as well. And that drops the Lightus attack by 2. That's very significant. Lightus coming over to make sure they can preserve that attack. We have a Treb coming out from this castle. Such a difficult position. There we go. Relics are extruded. Not extruded. Extruded means going in, right? Or no, it's extruded coming out. There's exhumed and extruded, and I get them mixed up. And camels are raiding as well. No real reaction from the town center. There's the reaction. Camels everywhere. Monastery goes down completely. You can triple shred when you have this much military and defense. Lost armor coming in, and Imperial Camel Rider. Yeah, there's just been no reaction to the camel choice. AnTiDemon had the scrims earlier to deal with the cavalry archer, but we don't have any pike or help to deal with the camels. Yeah, maybe he's just going to count on Elite Lightus to come in if he still has a castle alive. There we go. He's clicking Elite Lightus. And he's going to hope to take a fight, but he's so far behind in upgrades. So far. He doesn't have the second or the last armor, doesn't have the last attack. Or does he? He doesn't get the last attack with Lithuanians. Did bring a second build a second monastery, and he's getting those relics in. Doesn't want to take a fight until Elite Lightus comes in, or the second relic comes in. Second of 4, I'm assuming. Yeah, he already has 3 in the bank. Meanwhile, SoraKuma is pretty much at pop cap. Just about. The monk heist. Can he get the monk relic in? No. He's forced to take the fight before armor comes in. Elite Lightus is in, though. But yeah, the camels just eat. Heavy Camel is such a big upgrade, and Imperial Camel Rider is even bigger. And there's the GG. Good luck next. SoraKuma looking absolutely dominant in this tournament. I expect him to go all the way up to Gold League. And yeah, I don't see who would be able to contest him. At least out of the games I've seen so far. There is Lewis, I guess. But I don't know if they actually... I think they're on opposite sides of the bracket. I don't think they actually run into each other. But yeah, fun set. All the same. The next set I was thinking of casting is Chart versus Jamjack, but that's in 2 hours. And then Dennis vs. Fire. So I'll be off for now, and then come back for that.